Namaskar, welcome to Astro Vedic Academy. Today's topic, the sign of Scorpio and the planet Mars and Ketu. Why the planet Mars and Ketu? Because the Scorpio has two lords. The first lord of this sign is Mars, and the second lord of this sign is Ketu. So this topic of Scorpio shall be made in at least 3 to 4 parts because it's quite long. And obviously this is going to be a part of the series of blank check predictions and the zodiacs. So before we start Scorpio, we need to know about Mars, we need to know about Ketu. So Mars is basically the lord of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the most fiery sign, the outburst of the energy is there. So the representation of Mars in terms of the Vishnu's incarnation is Lord Narasimha. So we'll have a dedicated video on Aries and Narasimha when we'll be making the first zodiac sign. Today, in this particular video, the inner portion of Mars will be taken out. Like this is the second version of Mars. In Scorpio, the energy of Mars is a bit down. The energy of Ketu is really high. And what does Ketu represent in this series of incarnation of Lord Vishnu? That's Matsya Avatar, the first avatar of the Bhagavan Vishnu. So whenever we're talking about Scorpio, there's two lords. One is Mars, another is Ketu. Two gods, that is Narasimha, the fierce mode of Narasimha, and the detached soul of Matsya Avatar. Right? And let us know the story of Matsya Avatar. So what was the story? There was one king, Manu, in the very beginning of this Srishti, one of the greatest king. We get into the mythology, and all on a sudden, when Manu Raj was going to a river for some daily works and whatever it is, so he found that one very little fish was there. And that fish was requesting to Manuraj that please take me home, else the other fish will kill me and eat me there. So Manuraj said, okay, I'll definitely take you there in my home, in my palace basically. So the fish was saying, okay, but is there sufficient place in your palace that you can keep me there? So Manuraj burst out in laughter, saying, you are a very little fish and I have a very big palace, I can easily keep you over there. So there when the arrogance of a king came out, and hence the story of Ketu and hence the story of Matsya Avatar came out. So wherever there is Scorpio, whenever there is Ketu, there is something you will see, a story of transformation, a story of breaking the arrogance. The Scorpion people have lots of arrogance inside them unless and until they meet someone really higher realm of them who breaks their arrogance in every step in life. Unless and until they meet such a person, they live inside an arrogance. Okay, I know this in my family, in my jurisdiction, I am the best in this particular stuff. Unless and until they meet someone who breaks their arrogance. That same thing happened with Manu when Matsya Avatar, Bhagavan Vishnu came into his life. So what happened when he took that particular little fish in his palace and kept somewhere in a bowl? Within few minutes, the fish became really large. Then he transferred to a bigger bowl, and the same thing happened. Then he literally opened a well in the palace. There also, that fish was getting big and big in terms of size. So one day, within few minutes, within few hours, within few days, the fish became so large that there was no place to keep him there in the palace. Manu then asked his workers that okay, now you shift this particular fish to a river. So when he was sent to the river, the entire river has not sufficient place to give him the space. The fish becomes so large, and that time Maharaj Manu understood, okay, it's not a normal fish, it must be someone very divine who came to break his arrogance that you are the best. And then when Bhagavan Vishnu came out in the form and said him that okay, this particular incarnation was to teach you a lesson that you are not the biggest, you are not the best. Everywhere there's someone best, someone bigger than you. And more importantly, this is when the entire Srishti is going to be finished by the Maharudra, and when everything will be done out of this extreme pralaya which is about to come. I will come to save you and your very few persons, and I will shift to somewhere else in the Srishti. There we will begin a new Samraj, a new empire, and then when a new era will begin, and else everything will be destroyed. And why I am doing this? Because you gave me a place in your home when I was in problem. Now it's my time to help you, else I will have the burden of karma. So there's a story of the fish, the Matsya Avatar and Ketu. So whenever we talk about Scorpio, we talk about transformation. Wherever this sign goes, this will give you a lots of transformation in your life, lots of stuffs in your life, many things. This is a zodiac of lots of mystery, right? This is the second house of Mars, the second lord of, the second Rashi of Mars. So it is Scorpio. Scorpion people, Scorpio energy, they won't fight like the Aries all on a sudden. Like if you try to tease Aries people, if you nudge in Aries people, they will instantly hit back. They will come out of the anger. Okay, why are you picking me out? Let's have a discussion. Let's do it. And you will see the anger coming out of them very instantly. For the Aries people, outburst. But in terms of Scorpio, they hold it back. They don't reply you instantly. They hold it back. And when the time is there, when it's their time, they reply you very politely to feel you that okay, you whatever you did was not correct. It's a way of insulting to them. They hold it back and then they will reply, just like the Scorpio, right? It won't hit you all on a sudden because they dunk it from the tail. They'll attack from the behind. Whatever they will say, it will hit you so bad that you won't be able to speak, you won't be able to digest this particular word. This is a way of insulting to others by a Scorpio. Scorpion people do long-term planning. You will never see a Scorpion people doing a very short-term planning. Okay, let me do this and let me do this. No, it's not possible for a Scorpion. Scorpion will plan a long-term, at least 3 years or 4 years. They will arrange their all the stuffs, all the dreams, all the goals to a accumulated thing, and will give themselves a time. Okay, let me do this in coming next 2-3 years, in coming next 2-3 months. A long-term planning is always there whenever we are talking about the Scorpions. Another problem with the Scorpions is that they remember very little problems, little stuffs of their life. And this is why they cannot figure out the larger version of the world. They will remember the tiniest thing. They will remember the phone number, say. If they meet a person and they say one particular phone number, they will remember it. They will remember this particular thing. They will remember this particular day, this particular thing happened. You said this way and that happened. All the stuffs they remember. But they forget the topic. What was it? Which should be remembered. The bigger version, the bigger picture they always forget because they are so busy to recall the tinier versions. You see the Scorpion people, the traits of a Scorpion people, they have squinty eyes. It's like whenever you live in a darker zone for a long and then you are coming out the light, you face some very problem, you try to open the eyes very closely, right? Because the light is directly coming into your eyes, and then the eyes are very small in the size. So people who have the squinty eyes, Scorpion people, always, because they have lived a long time in the darkness and now they are coming to the light. Scorpions, 8th house, lots of pending chart, lots of pending karma, lots of past life activity. The Scorpion people in this particular life, they come just to relive their past life. Whatever hasn't done in the past, in this particular life, they have to do all these things, all these stuffs, right? So transformation, wherever they go, they need a transformation out there. So what kind of transformation must be a question. For example, let us take a chart randomly, maybe Cancer Ascendant. So for Cancer Ascendant, the sign of Scorpio falls in the 5th house. So you'll see such person are having a huge transformation in the studies, education. Like maybe an average student then suddenly becomes a topper, and if he was a very good student, suddenly becomes a very fine failure. All on a sudden their study will take a huge transformation. For Cancer people, because the Scorpio falls in the 5th house. So wherever this sign goes, it shows a transformation. Their life is always transformation, all the time. Scorpions are too rigid to change their life. They are always like to figure out the smaller thing. Okay, if I can save this amount in this particular stuff, let's do it. They will always find out for some jugaad. Let's not do this directly. Let us find out a easier way. If it becomes a bit cheaper, if it is a bit easier to do, let's do it turning back, not straight. If I go straight, I may reach early, but it would be like more open. Whatever is very straightforward, a Scorpion doesn't like it. They always like to go underground. Let's go around about it. Let's figure out some other stuffs where I can figure out something very little. Let's hold it for now. We'll see it tomorrow. This is Scorpion nature. Because you see the Scorpions, they love to live in the darker area, under the table. They don't like to come up and open up. You take any Scorpion people, they are too hidden. They will hardly have a proper Instagram profile. I have seen many Scorpion people who doesn't even use their own picture as DP. They hide themselves so much. At least you take 100 Scorpions, you will see 80 to 90% people are like that, and few will find okay they are being a bit normalized because of the pressure, because other planets are also there to help them. But a hardcore Scorpio will always hide themselves. It's a big challenge for them to come out and speak in front of all, to come up and mingle up with the all, to take selfies and upload, as they don't like people talk about them. They're very secretive, just like this particular insect, somewhere in the dark, somewhere in their comfort zone. The favorite place of a Scorpio is a corner of bed of their own. You give them their corner of bed, they are happy. They figure out a corner, a particular sofa, a particular table, a particular side, and they are okay. And their sitting arrangement, you will see this is too peculiar. They cannot sit properly like a normal human being. Then it's something very twisted form to sit or to work. They cannot work or they cannot do something sitting okay positively on a straight note. No, they need a very peculiar twisted form to sit of their very own. Only in that case they are comfortable enough. Maximum Scorpion peoples are a bit dark shade, right? You see, because okay, now why I am making this particular prediction, you might have many Scorpion peoples who live in the Western countries, so are having a very fair skin tone, but you would see Scorpions are a bit darker. If you compare, their skin tone is a bit dark. Why so? Because of their living habits. This is the gene they are carrying forward. They need to have a dark skin. This is the traits of the Scorpions. But again, transformation. Main point, wherever we talk about the Scorpions, it's always about transformation. Wherever it goes, whatever it goes, transformation is there. Let us take another example. Taurus Ascendant. Scorpio falls in the 7th house. You will see the life has transferred a lot after the marriage. Soon after the marriage, the life is transforming. Taurus people, Taurus Ascendant do have a very pathetic marriage life. Why? Because the sign of 7 falls in the 6th house, the sign of 8 falls in the 7th house. Their marriage life is somehow very peculiar, because soon after the marriage, lots of things will happen with you. Soon after the marriage, you may need to leave your own home. Soon after the marriage, you will see many financial crises is coming, lots of ups and downs, many things happening. A huge transformation is being done for the Taurus because sign of Scorpio is in the 8th. Now, what will happen with the Scorpio rising itself? If you are a Scorpio Ascendant, how does transformation show you? So for Scorpio rising, see the 8th house. Which particular sign falls into the 8th house? The sign of Gemini. For any Scorpio ascendants, take it as written, your cousin and siblings will always be a problem for you. Any cousin, any siblings you have, they need you to solve their problem. Maybe financially, maybe physically, maybe socially. They will have lots of questions about life, lots of problems about life, and you will be the one to solve them. They will come to you. Okay, I have this particular problem, solve me this. I have this problem, solve me this. Or they will do something very wrong for which your particular aura of family will be spoiled. Huge transformation of life because of the siblings, because of the cousins. Scorpio rising. You can't help with that. This will happen. With this particular note of the transformation, say your Saturn is placed in the Scorpio, your profession will change 180 degree all on a sudden. Like this transformation you can change, you can predict with any kind of planets sitting over there or any house this particular Rashi is seated. For example, Venus is there in the Scorpio. Your life will change completely after the marriage. Huge transformation you will see over there. For example, let us take another example of a chart. Saturn in the 9th house in the sign of Scorpio. So Saturn is your profession, 9th house is your father or your religion, dharma. So your profession will change 180 degree because of your father, because of your religion, because of your dharma. I have seen, I just when I'm making this video, I recall one of the charts where the same combination was there. The person was having a Saturn in the 9th house in the sign of Scorpio. He wanted to be a musician and he is one of the greatest sitar player I ever came across. He wanted to be a very fine sitar player, a musician. Right? Because of his father, because of the father's pressure, he needed to leave his sitar, and now he is doing some business, some local business, and he is too much disappointed, too much frustrated with the profession, with the life, because he is not getting the soul food. As Ketu, I always say, any planet you can make happy with remedies, you can make happy with materialistic things, but Ketu is the one who says, I don't need anything materialistic, I want the food for my soul. Scorpio says so. Scorpio becomes happy with a very little thing which touches their soul. For example, give a Scorpio whatever they love to eat. Many Scorpio for maybe anything depends upon the geography. This might be a very little one, maybe a very cheap sweet, particular sweet. You get them to particular sweet, they'll be happiest. They will be happy like a kid. They don't need very expensive gifts. For example, if someone loves the chocolate, give them the chocolate, those Scorpio one, they'll be happiest. Or earrings. Earrings are very favorite to a Scorpio. And all the slightly sour and salty tests, maybe in India, basically Golgappa we all say. Many Scorpions I have seen, they are fond of Golgappa because of this salty texture. Any Scorpions, give them this, they'll be happier. They'll be happy like a kid. They don't need anything extraordinary to be gifted. That's what I say. Scorpio says, give the food for my soul. Whatever I like, give me this. I'll be happy. You don't need to build a castle for me. On the same note, if you have a Scorpio in the 4th house and being Saturn presented over there, to understand the scenario, how you will use this particular theorem for multiple combination. So professional will change because of mother, 180 degree, right? Because now in the 4th house you have got Scorpio and Saturn is over there. 4th house is mother, Saturn is the profession. Now in this particular scenario, add Mercury there. Mercury, Saturn in Scorpio. Because of sibling, Because of education, life will take, profession will take a significant transformation. If Sun is in the Scorpio, some disrespect, some dishonor will bring a huge transformation in your life. Somebody will badly insult you in some point of life, and you will feel the need of becoming something else in life. That will change your life forever. Sun in Scorpio always happens, every time happens. This motivation kind of things. If you need a die-hard broken motivation to be something in life, you take any chart where Sun is in the Scorpio. If Sun is in good degrees, only in that time it will work. If Sun is in the very bad degrees, say 1 or 2 degrees, 0 degrees, then that anger motivation won't be there. But if it is in the fine degrees, you will see, okay, something bad happened in life, and then the life took a 180-degree change. With the same method of transformation, say Moon is in Scorpio, deviated. So life changes because of the thought process of the mother. If Rahu gets into the Scorpio, highly unstable and emotional. Like Rahu in Scorpio, there's one character. Whenever I speak about Rahu in Scorpio, I always remember one particular character that was made a movie on Bollywood. This is Alauddin Khilji. Have you ever seen that movie, in the Padmavat movie? The character of the Ranveer Singh, exactly Rahu. Whatever he was doing, Rahu in Scorpio, completely unstable, emotional. Ketu in Scorpio, it's its own sign, stable due to that, because it's his own house, own sign, but very much detached.